Hello and welcome to another episode of MetalCast from Metal Coffee Shop. My name is Karen Edwards, and today's conversation I'm really looking forward to because I have the privilege of speaking with Andrew Wilson, who is the Chief Engineering and Innovation Officer with Central States. And we're going to be talking all about this new Sentry self-storage latch. Andrew, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Karen. It's good to be here.
Yeah. So for those who are listening and don't know much about Central States or yourself, could you just do a quick intro? Tell us who you are and what you do there?
Yeah. So I work for Central States. We're a 100% employee-owned company. We've been around since the 80s, so we're not new to metal buildings, etc. We are 100% employee-owned, as I mentioned, so that makes us a little different. So every employee that you talk to has got a real vested interest in the business being successful, and our business is really based on trying to help grow our customers' business. So we work very hard to try and listen to customers, to try and take customer feedback, and try and help them in whatever they need to do to grow their business. So we've been in the storage business for several years as well. As a component manufacturer, designer, and manufacturer. We have a business unit that also installs, designs and installs multi-story storage. And then for the last couple of years, we've been working on adding roll-up doors to our portfolio. And we're about, I'd say, a year into real volume, high volume production now. And we just recently, as you mentioned, just added a metal latch to our product offering to kind of round out the offering that we prepare and produce.
So what's your background? Because you're the Chief Engineering and Innovation Officer. You have obviously been doing this a long time. And what is your background?
So I'm obviously not from America originally. I grew up in England. Worked over there for several years and had the opportunity to come out and live in the US back in 2001. I'm now on year 25 of a 3-year assignment. I'm now an American citizen. This is my home. I'm happy to be an American and happy to be here. My background is a mechanical engineer, and I spent 25 years or so in the automotive industry as a tier 1 supplier to all of the major automotive companies across the world. So I worked internationally there, and then I joined Central States about 8 years ago. Was very, very attracted to the employee ownership model, and probably more so to the company than even that. The company is very different. It's the first place I've worked where we really, really care about customers. We like our customers and they like us. A lot of companies say they do, but they don't. In Central States, it's real. And it just has a different environment, different atmosphere. Love it. It's a great place to work.
Well, that's fantastic. It's nice to love what you do and love the people that you work with.
Very much so.
So the Sentry doors, I know that rolled out within the last year, right?
Yeah, middle of last year is when we relaunched, I'd say in volume production. We were working on it for a couple of years prior to that with prototypes and some test builds, etc. So it really hit the market middle of last year, I'd say, in anger. And it's been very well received, been very successful. We're very happy with how it's performed. Had very good feedback. Always looking for more feedback, and we know there's always things we can continue to do better. So we're always happy to get feedback. Even sometimes the painful feedback about things that weren't right. It's good feedback to have.
Well, sure. Yeah. So I'm curious, was it feedback that you were getting that led you to develop this new storage latch?
Yeah, it was. So I go back a few years in my time with Central States. Several years ago, we talked about starting in the roll-up door manufacturing business, and we said we didn't want to do it. It wasn't the right time for us, and we got several requests from many of our customers saying, "Please, can you do it? Please, can you do it? We need some competition in the market. We need some of the Central States service model and the reactivity, and we think you guys could do a good job." So we finally gave in. We did that, as I said, a couple of years ago, and started about a year ago. And then it continued with the latches, where customers were looking for a high quality, high performing latch that was going to have good corrosion performance, good strength, good durability, and the flexibility to offer the different types of lock selection that are out there in the market today.
So, with rolling out a new latch, what were they using before the latch came out when they got a Sentry door?
So there was a multitude. So we were buying it from a third party. So there was a multitude of different versions. The opportunity to be able to provide the latch that we have, which can be fastened with padlocks and cylinder locks, wasn't widely available. And we certainly didn't think that what was available was of the right kind of quality and performance that we felt reflected our product.
Yeah. So, being that versatile and using different types of locks, you mentioned padlocks, cylinder locks, what kind of, I can't imagine that an owner of a storage facility that maybe needs to make some changes or wants to change their lock style, they could be limited with, the traditional latches that were available on the market, right? You're giving them that flexibility.
Yeah, that's right. And, you can choose from the beginning to use cylinder punch locks. You can choose to add them later on. You can have padlock and the ability to overlock. That's important to a facility owner, so that when their tenant doesn't pay for the monthly fees, they can now overlock the lock and prevent them from getting access without coming to have the conversation about paying their bill first. So that's really where that overlock capability comes. It really helps the ownership of the unit be able to have an extra layer of protection for their tenants.
Right. Okay. I had done a podcast, I believe, about a year ago or so when the Sentry doors first came out. I had no idea the size of the self-storage industry and the market, that there is tremendous opportunity out there.
For sure. I mean, it's a market that's really changed over the last few years. I would say in a very short space of time, there have been several new entrants to the market who have really put some pressure on the incumbent. So it was a market that was largely dominated by one company, and that has changed. And I think that's good for consumers. It's good for everybody.
Sure.
And that competition makes us all better. And provides a better offering. So I think it's been good for customers, certainly.
Sure. And, I would imagine that the importance of durability for the locks, because some storage locks are used indoors, but some are outward facing, right?
Yeah, we've designed, so I'd say our whole product from the very foundation of the door itself, we started with the concept of, we want to make sure we provide a high quality product that once installed is not going to require lots of maintenance. And that same ethos is carried through to the latch. So we've used materials that are high performing materials, stainless steels, even the zinc coated option if you want that look. It's designed in a way that we know is going to last a long time. It's going to stay looking good. It's not going to require regular maintenance and adjustment and correction from facility owners, which are a drain on time and obviously resources. And we want our door to look as good 5 years after it goes in as it does the first day it's installed. So that's where we've really kind of tried to build on that.
Yeah, because people are not gentle with doors from their storage units, right?
Yeah, correct. One of the things that we did a lot of testing and benchmarking, and we talked to a lot of customers about what they valued. And so we built some features into our door on as a standard to make it a high performing latch. So the tongue itself, which is what provides the locking of the door to the frame, they all have an extra leg, an extra bend in them to provide more stiffness. So our testing, what we found early on was we got a 50% increase in the strength required, the force required to overcome the latch to prevent break-in. So a 50% improvement is pretty significant.
Sure.
And it made it strong enough that the weak point is no longer the latch. It's now elsewhere in the door assembly. So we really took the latch out as the weakest point. And we think that has a big bearing on the security and the ongoing management and maintenance of the facilities.
Right. So just to help me understand, who is deciding what to use, what kind of doors, what kind of latches? Is that the owner, or are they working together with a contractor? What's that process look like?
So it really depends. So, for a long time there weren't options. You had one choice. That's what you got. It's not quite true, but it was very much controlled by and dominated by one or two small vendors. Now there's a lot more choice, and people are a lot more open to other choices. So sometimes it's the contractor who will recommend a company they've worked with. Sometimes it's the architect who designs it will specify a specific product, and sometimes it's the building owner, if you like, or the construction company. So it really depends. We've gone to market with trying to produce a high quality product that we can show performs well. We designed it from the ground up to be high performing. We did things in the design again of the door to make it easy to install. So we can install a door in less than 3 minutes. It's very, very quick to put a door up. So there was a lot of work done early on in the design to try and make sure it was easy to install. And that goes down to how we deliver the parts that you use to put the door up. They're all kitted separately for each door, so you don't have to go count out parts to do it. We use one tool to put everything up, so you don't need to have a tool belt to install a door. So we've done a lot to try and be very intentional to make it as easy as possible to install, which we think is going to help contractors who are installing them complete their work faster and obviously get more money per door because they're not spending as long doing the work. So we've just tried to kind of touch all those points everywhere along the way.
Yeah, they can do it faster, and they can probably do more with less labor.
Yeah.
Because it's easier.
Yeah, and I mean, labor is one of the biggest constraints that we have industry-wide right now is the availability of labor. So being able to do more with less has a lot of benefits. It's not just a cost benefit.
Sure. Yeah. So you just explained how it's pretty simple to put up, right? So I was going to ask about a learning curve or support for contractors who are going to do the installation.
Yeah, so we have guides written. We have install guides. There's videos available as well. So it's really not hard install. And within a couple of doors, you're up to speed and able to go pretty fast. We supply the latches installed on the door. Again, nice. So we try to make it as easy as possible. So the option for the factory installed latches is there for everyone. And again, that makes it faster, makes it easier, gets the facility open quicker. Okay,
so what about guarantees, warranties, in the world of roofing, which, is my background, the 25, 30 years is kind of a common warranty period. What does that look like in the terms of the doors and the latches?
So there's a 1-year warranty for workmanship and quality for install. And then we have a full paint warranty. We obviously know all about painting panels. It's been a big part of our business for more than 40 years now. So we know the importance of that. So we made sure we had a good paint system on there that was going to be durable and lasting. And then the latches themselves are covered by that 1-year warranty. They have they're stainless steel. We think that's the one that most people are going to buy because it's going to look good. It's made in USA, so we have very good line of sight to the source of the material. We know the material that we're getting. Again, that's very important to us in our metal building products. We're very used to having full traceability from all the products we make all the way back through the supply chain to the mill. So being able to control that supply chain in the US and know that we have good quality product that we will stand behind. Our reputation is important to us. We worked for many years to build a good reputation. We don't want to lose it by using cheap, low quality products.
And you said every employee, including those who are making the doors in the manufacturing plants, they're all part owners of the company.
Absolutely, yeah, and we think that makes a difference. I mean, I think there's some pride in all the work that people do, whether it's the guys in the team here that design the products or the guys in the plant that are putting the screws in and the bolts in and running the panels. That makes a big difference. And hopefully that comes through to customers when they call us and talk to us. Hopefully they feel a difference.
So
when we're responsive and reactive.
I'm curious, in the self-storage industry itself, are you looking at more new construction for the where you see the doors being installed, or are there facilities out there that are kind of retrofitting, upgrading because they've been around for a while?
Yeah, so they're both large markets. So there's a large number of existing facilities out there where old products need to be refreshed. So that's a pretty significant market. But the new market is really where we're concentrating our efforts at the moment. We certainly have had conversations with some people about replacing doors. That's definitely something that we think will grow in time. But our go-to-market primarily has been with new construction, because that's where we're already well established with our other products. You know, we're building products to last, so we don't have a lot of history of replacing roof panels and wall panels, etc., because the products last a long time. So we're really going after new construction, new markets first. And the other will come organically, I think, as our reputation grows and the install base continues to grow.
Yeah. And I think we're going to continue to see new installations, because one thing Americans love is their stuff, right? And we don't have enough room in our homes for all our stuff. We get storage units.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. So you guys take this out on the road. You go to some trade shows. You've got a big one coming up in just like 2 weeks from us recording this podcast. Which show is that?
So yeah, we're going to be at ISS. So the Inside Self-Storage World Expo is coming up in what, 3 weeks from now, roughly, in Vegas. We will have a booth there. So we've been, I'd say we've been on the show circuit for the last 12 months. So I think the ISS may have been our first show this time last year, in fact. So we've done several shows now around the nation. We have a large booth, booth number 825, for anyone that's in there and wants to come take a look. We'd love to talk to you about the products. We'll tell you about the company, which I think is a big difference maker for sure. We think our product's very good. We think it's well designed. It's been well received. We'd love the opportunity to talk to you about it and see what we can do to try and help people try it out, test it out, or just put more of it up.
Yeah, I'm sure that, being at the shows, the owners, the contractors that are there, it's great to be able to see and touch and feel. It's one thing us talking about it and describing it, but being able to really feel and see it in action. I'm sure you've got it set up and working so people can try it out.
Absolutely, yeah. We've got a small, we call it the Sentry hallway system. Built there, so you can see the whole hallway system, which is also part of our product offering, where we can design and supply and even install the hallway system and the doors, so people can come see that. They can touch it for themselves. They can see that we're using quality products. It's another thing from my time in roofing. We often talk about the gauge of steel. Yes. And one of the things that people don't often talk about is that not all 26 gauge or 29 gauge or 22 gauge steel is the same. It's a pretty wide range of thicknesses that fall in each of those gauges. And we're not trying to squeak into the gauges. We're at the very far end of the gauge. So we're using the thickest steel we can to make sure it's really going to be durable and be a lasting product. We're not going to win by being the cheapest. We're going to win by being the best.
Well, sure.
And that's really our mantra.
It's an investment, as is anything. When you're going to put some money into it now, it's going to last longer.
Absolutely.
If you've got to replace things every 5 years or every 10 years, you end up spending more in the long run. So,
right.
Yeah, it's a very similar conversation to why put a metal roof on, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. And so for those who are not attending the show and maybe just want to find out a little more, where's the best place for them to go?
So I would say go to the website. So the website's got a page on there all about doors and hallways. You can reach out through that for more information, and we can put you in touch with salespeople or our technical team. We have a dedicated team who deal with. They're both dedicated to the product and they're very dedicated to their work. Who deal with Sentry products. They're very passionate about it. They can help answer any questions people have. They can help with advice on how to design the product. They can also offer advice on mistakes that people make. So when people come to us with a design of a hallway that they think they want, they're able to look at it and offer some constructive feedback on other things you could look at that may get you better utilization of space, extra storage units, reduce cost, etc. So we're not just taking orders. We're actually able to help people improve their business and give them good advice. And it's all about collaboration. Again, we're going to win by having repeat customers, people who trust us, who know that we're not in it to make a buck on the next job. We're in it for the long haul. And that's really what that team is really focused on.
Yeah. I love it. It's so important, for companies to care about their customers, to support them, and to take that feedback, good or bad, as you said at the beginning of the conversation. And Central States, by the way, everyone listening, does have a full directory on Metal Coffee Shop, so you can find out more there. And Andrew, it was really fantastic to have you for this conversation. I learned a lot today.
Thank you, Karen. It's good to be here.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody out there, for listening. We encourage you to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform because we want to see you on a future episode of MetalCast. See you next time. Bye.